All right, man. So today's episode, I want to talk about how Kendrick Lamar really tried not to end Drake's career. I have some evidence, or at least I believe, that Kendrick Lamar was trying to warn Drake about what's going on in the music industry. And I think that there's some lines that I think that was have been overlooked in Euphoria, and there's some lines I think that have been looked or people are not talking about enough in 616 in LA. So I'm gonna go through mostly the 616 in LA, and I'm gonna explain to y'all why I think Kendrick Lamar was trying to warn Drake of something, and I think Drake was too arrogant to actually see. And a lot of y'all probably don't understand the psychological behind certain people and what they're doing, because even in Meet the Grams, he actually said this in the song. In Meet the Grams, he said these words too. So we're gonna go through all of these lines, and I'm gonna break down why I believe Kendrick Lamar tried to save Drake before any of this actually happened. And I know Kendrick Lamar and Drake isn't friends, but he warned Drake, and I think his warning wasn't more in the lines of, I'm warning you because I'm going to destroy you. It was more in the lines of, I'm warning you because I know what's going on. I know what's about to happen. And you just don't understand what you're getting yourself into. And it ain't just me. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of other people. And then I'm going to tell y'all why I believe this is actually true. Because the evidence speaks for itself. And I'll explain that. So before we get into that, I got to get a legendary spill. This is Torch Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing if you're new here. Let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know to find the ones that just don't harass them. Don't sell no merch. But I do have content absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, link is in the description. Cash App, no more PayPal. They call me the Hidden Gem. 1,300 subscribers, over 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18,000. And yes, I am the king of the North. Let me know what kingdom you are from. So this is going to be a really good episode. And yeah, man, we're going to talk about it. And I think a lot of y'all might not see what I'm saying until I explain it. And I'll break it down for y'all. I had to stop and get my hair done. But I don't know if I can't remember if I did the intro. But if I did, then it's there. If I didn't, yeah, it was about 2.5 hours ago. So we're going to get to this, man. Let's get it. So we're going to start here. We're going to start with Euphoria. And I'm going to tell y'all, I don't think that Kendrick Lamar was actually trying to end Drake's career. I actually believe that Kendrick Lamar, everything he said in Euphoria, calling Drake a master manipulator and all this stuff, I think that this was more of a warning. And he was telling Drake, like, look, bro, I know some things, and I'm telling you now, don't go down this road, because if you go down this road, it's not going to be good for both of us. You know what I'm saying? He literally said this in Euphoria. He didn't say verbatim both of us, but he basically said what he said. And I'm going to point out what he said in Euphoria in the beginning. He said, know you're a master manipulator and a habitual liar too, but don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truths about you. I think that line, obviously that line carried over from one of the Heart series. I believe it was the Heart Part 4, where he said this. I think that Kendrick knew that if he was to tell Drake these things, at least he could put it out there that I'm letting you know that we don't have to go down this road. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also telling you, I know who you are. I know you're a master manipulator. And I know you're a habitual liar. I know these things. But I want to give you a chance. I want to give you a chance to actually basically take back, or don't even go down this road. because I don't want it to end like this. And I'm going to prove to y'all that Kendrick Lamar, I don't think that he really wanted to end Drake. I think that Kendrick Lamar really did want to just battle Drake head up. I don't think that he wanted it to be this all out crazy brawl that's going on right now. So he said, we ain't got to get personal. It's a friendly fade. So he clearly telling Drake, it's a friendly fade, bro. We ain't got to get personal. I'm just telling you right now. We don't have to get personal. If you listen to Euphoria, Kendrick didn't do no personals. He said things that you could probably say whatever, but it wasn't nothing personal. It wasn't nothing where it was like, oh man, ain't no coming back from this. You know what I'm saying? Like, he said it straight up. We don't have to get personal. It's a friendly fade. You should keep it that way. He's telling him again, bro, you should keep it this way, bro. Because I know some shit. I know. Keep it this way, bro, because I know some things. I'm telling you now. Don't even go down this road. I'm telling you I know something. It's not like, oh, I'm just bluffing. You know what I'm saying? I know some things that'll make Gunna Wanna look like a saint. And it's crazy that he says Gunna Wanna, and he got an album called The Wanna. I guess that's his real name, Gunna Wanna. But he said this. And I think that Drake being so arrogant that he miscalculated, he didn't really pay attention to what he was saying. Like, he really didn't. So which leads us to 616 in LA. Now, I think that this song was where Kendrick basically put it out there that he didn't really want to go down this road with Drake. If you listen to 616 in LA, he's basically telling Drake, or he's talking to God, and he's saying, I really don't want to go to war. I don't. I find myself lost sometimes when I go to war. Like, no, I don't want to do this. You know what I'm saying? But I'm war ready if the world's ready to see you bleed. Like, but I don't really want to do it. And he's constantly letting Drake know that he knows something. Even if you saying that this is fake, even if y'all say this is made up propaganda, right? He's still reiterating to Drake, all of the people around you, they really not your friends. Even though me and you are battling, I'm letting you know that these people, they're not your friends, bro. Right? This is a perfect example of foreshadowing of what's going on right now. Because guess what? None of these people came to Drake's aid. Nobody. Ain't nobody come to his aid. Kendrick told him this. He literally said, none of these people are your friends, bro. They all want to see you go. I'm letting you know. And I'm going to tell y'all, it even goes deeper than this, because he's telling him, I see you as my little homie. I understand this whole battle thing, and I know we're just battling. But I want you to understand, I still look at you as my little homie. And on top of that, if you go back to Euphoria, what did Kendrick say in Euphoria? He said, you sent me that request. You know we got some shit to address. So obviously there's something that they need to talk about. It wasn't like Kendrick Lamar was saying to Drake, I don't want to deal with you at all. You know we got some shit to address. So if we got some shit to address, I need to talk to you about it. And if you go back to where Drake said that he was going to send Kendrick this beat, and he put that out. So Drake even acknowledged that there was some communication. He even said there was communication in the song Family Matters. You told me not to talk about these things. I said, fuck it. I'm going to do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand, if you read this paragraph, this is very important. What he's saying in this paragraph right here, he's basically telling him, I know everything around you, and all these people that surround you, they really not your friends. And it foreshadows of what's going on right now, because Drake is what? Saying that none of these people came to his aid. Nobody was his friend. But Kendrick was telling you this in 616 in LA. He said that none of these people are your friends. They really want to see you go. He told him this. He really did. And it continues on. But let me give you some game, because I see you, my little homie. Right? And then he goes on and says this. This is a very important part that a lot of y'all are missing, because everybody's talking about Drake and what Drake said, but Kendrick Lamar is the first person to actually bring up bots. He was the first one to bring up bots. Right here. You're playing dirty with propaganda to blow up on you. You're playing nerdy with Zach Bia and Twitter bots. He's the first person to bring up bots. Now, if you want to say, was there bots? He talked about Twitter bots on not actually the songs, but maybe people just talking crazy. In my opinion, he was the first person to mention bots. I don't remember Drake mentioning bots. This song came out before Family Matters. Now, did Drake mention bots in push-ups or Taylor Made Freestyle? I don't believe so. Your reality can't hide behind Wi-Fi. Your little memes is losing steam. They figured you out. And I'm telling you, he was telling him, it was kind of like, I don't hate you, bro. I don't really like you, but you're not really my enemy like that. And I'm letting you know that I know all of this. And these people are not your friends. You got to understand, Kendrick Lamar don't really have a lot of friends. And if he's telling Drake, and I know this probably is a sarcastic line, but he's still warning Drake, let me give you some game because you my little homie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know this is like, obviously Drake is bigger than him. And I know he's a play on words, but to me, it's a little bit of deeper of a meaning, because he's telling Drake, like, this song came out before Meet the Grams, and it could have went either way. And he's saying, look, they're telling me everything, bro. Whether you believe that Kendrick is have you ever thought OVO was working for me? Whether you believe that or not, he basically was telling him, like, look, bro, whether we believe it or not, he still warned him. He still told him it could be a lie. It could have been made up, but he still told him. It ain't like he didn't. He still said what he said right here. So you got to understand, I think that Kendrick Lamar was telling Drake before they even got into the position of actually doing a smear campaign or going that hard, that they didn't have to go down this road. He said this several times before it actually happened. That's what lets me know that in the end, he would say, hey, I told you, bro, that I knew everything and you still did it. Knowing you're a master manipulator and a habitual liar. You know what I'm saying? He said these things. So I'm thinking that Kendrick Lamar knew, not that he knew, more than he knew. I think Kendrick Lamar said, I really don't hate Drake. I don't hate him. But I want him to understand that this is a battle. But at the same time, I never seen a song like 616 in LA be performed where the battle rapper is actually telling the other battle rapper that, bro, I really don't hate you. I'm just letting you know, like, we don't have to do this, bro. We don't. I think there was a lot of respect there, and I think that there was a lot of I think Kendrick Lamar doesn't have any hate in his blood. And I think that he knew that if he goes down this road, it would get crazy. Because you got to remember what he said in Euphoria. If you take it there, I'm taking it further. And that's something you don't want to do. That's something you don't want to do. And then he warns him again in this song. Okay, so now, after he drops Family Matters, now Kendrick Lamar drops Meet the Grams. And Meet the Grams, at the end of the song, Kendrick Lamar has a conversation with Drake, or he's talking to Drake in a letter. Because you got to understand, he can't reach him. So he's talking to him in a letter. And this is what he says to him. He says, "Dear Aubrey, I know you probably think I wanted to crash your party. And this is the thing, that's another deep metaphor because Drake loves to party, loves to do his thing. But truthfully, I don't have a hating bone in my body." So he's telling him like, bro, I told you I don't have a hating bone. I've been saying this, but we was supposed to have this should have been a good exhibition within the game. He's literally telling the nigga right now, I told you for the first two songs that this was just supposed to be an exhibition. And you are a master manipulator. I know this, but I'm telling you, I know. But you fucked up the moment you called my family's name. If you go back to what he said in Euphoria, if you take it there, I'm taking it further. And that's something you don't want to do. He gets to this point. This is the third song in. And he's explaining to Drake, I never hated you, bro. I didn't want to crash your party. I wanted to battle you just on some exhibition shit. I said it twice. We ain't got to get personal. It's a friendly fade. We should keep it that way. I know some shit, bro. And then he turns around and says it again here. This should have been a good exhibition, bro. And he follows it up by saying, remember I told you, you should keep it, don't keep it personal. It's never personal. Let's just keep it friendly. And he follows it up with this song by saying to him, it was supposed to be a good exhibition, a friendly competition. But you fucked up the moment you mentioned my family's name. He said that. So you got to understand, when you're dealing with somebody like Kendrick Lamar, I don't think that Kendrick Lamar hated Drake. I actually think Kendrick Lamar wanted to just battle Drake because Drake was the top. I think Kendrick Lamar felt just like, this dude is on top. I know I'm better than him. Or this dude is on top. I'm still getting all these awards. I'm still getting all these accolades, but nobody is looking at me as being the best. They ain't looking at him as being the best either, but they looking at me and him as equal. No, I want to show y'all that we're not equal and we could battle. Now, I'm going to tell you, if Drake would have took Kendrick up on his offer and not did anything personal, I think that this battle would have been 10 times better. And the reason why I say that is because even though we didn't get, we probably would have got Not Like Us, but it probably wouldn't have been as savage as it was, right? That's number one. Number two, the only reason why Kendrick Lamar did personals is because Drake did personals first. You brought up his family. You start talking about people's having babies by somebody else. Yeah, that was an issue. But I really believe that Kendrick Lamar didn't want to go down that route. I believe Kendrick Lamar wanted to battle Drake on some. If you listen to Squabble Up and you listen to the other song, TV Off, those are hits that I think that he was ready to hit Drake with. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe. I believe that those was the 5 that he was talking about. He was ready to go hit for hit with Drake. A good exhibition. But Drake didn't listen. He went the other way. And he did what typically what battle rappers do. They try to go low, hit you with a low blow. But the thing is, when you battling somebody like Kendrick Lamar, he will go lower than you, really low, and he'll make it count. He's not stupid. All of these things, like, he's ahead of him when it comes to certain things. You know what I'm saying? And we get to this line, and this is the line to me that really makes me believe that Kendrick Lamar really did not hate Drake, and he actually wanted to really battle Drake straight up. He says it right here. You lied about the only artist that was willing to offer you some help. Fuck a rap battle. It's a long like battle with yourself. So he basically saying, like, you lied on me. And I was the only rapper, the only one, the only artist that can offer you some help. Because Kendrick Lamar, you got to understand, Kendrick Lamar been through therapy. He been through therapy. So him telling Drake this, you know what I'm saying? And then you go back to Chains and Whips, and what he say on Chains and Whips? Therapy showed me how to open up. It also showed me not to give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So he basically saying, okay, I did open up, and I did all of these things from Euphoria to 616 in LA, and you still try to cut me down. I warned you about this stuff. And what happened? You lied on me. You lied on me. And guess what? I was the only artist that could offer you some help because I had help myself. And you know what? Kendrick was right. And I'll explain to y'all why he was right. It's one big reason why he was right. In 616 in LA, Kendrick Lamar said, all of these people want to see you gone. They just don't want to tell you. And guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Every artist that worked with Drake, every one of them, they really ain't in his corner no more. And Kendrick Lamar told him this on 616 in LA. He said this to him. And Drake didn't listen. He told Drake, before they got into before he dropped Family Matters and before Meet the Grams came out, he told Drake, none of these people are your friends. They don't want to see you prosper. I'm telling you now, because you my little homie. Let me give you some game. These people are using you. Even the record labels. I think it goes even deeper than that. I think he was warning Drake, like, look, we know that you've been playing dirty. I know you've been playing dirty, but I can help you. But I know you've been playing dirty. I know these record labels been helping you. I know you've been cutting people. I know you've been doing this. But I was the only one that was willing to help you. And that goes back to what I believe he said to him, we got some shit to address. I believe that's what Kendrick Lamar was talking about the whole time. They had something to address, and they never did. Because there's something that Drake did or something that happened where Kendrick Lamar wanted to talk to Drake face to face about it. And I think Drake didn't want to do that. I think Drake got comfortable. He got very comfortable because UMG and all of these record execs, they made him feel comfortable and they made him feel like he mattered. And Kendrick was saying, these people don't love you, bro. Remember what he said? Whoever's riding with him, fuck him and fuck the industry too. You take it there, I'm taking it further. And that's something you don't want to do. He was telling him. I think that Kendrick Lamar didn't hate Drake, but I think that he wanted to Drake. If Drake was, I think when they did have a conversation, and Drake admitted this on Family Matters, they did talk, and he said, don't put the kids into it. No, I'm going to do what I want to do. This is what Drake said. You ain't going to tell me what to do. I think that he was saying to him at the time, I don't know if they both physically talked or not, but I believe that Kendrick gave him the rules of engagement. Like, look, don't cross this line and I won't cross this line. Or somebody told Drake, this is what Kendrick Lamar and them want. And Drake said, okay. And then he went and did what he did. That's what battle rappers do. That's why he said, when he said, I study battle raps for a living. That's what battle rappers do. Battle rappers literally will tell you one thing, and then when they get on stage, they'll hit you with the whammy. And you be like, what the, bro, yo. And then that's how fights start and all that. I told you don't bring up my kids, bro. Fuck your kids, nigga. Do what I want. I think that's what happened with Drake. And I think that Kendrick Lamar, he was 10 steps ahead of Drake. I also believe that Kendrick Lamar, he had other songs prepared for the battle. I think that whichever way Drake went, that's the way he was gonna go. And when he did push-ups, he did Euphoria. He did Taylor Made Freestyle, and he was saying all of these things, changing the AI voice and all this with Snoop and what's his name. And then what did Kendrick do? He did 616 in LA. And he basically warned Drake, like, look, I know your plans, bro. I'm just telling you now. I know your plans. And this is the reason why I say he probably did know his plans, because what happened? He dropped Family Matters. Kendrick Lamar literally dropped a song after that. He literally dropped a song after that. And then the next day, he dropped Not Like Us. And within Not Like Us, he rebutted everything that was in Family Matters. So that's what makes me believe that Kendrick Lamar knew all of this stuff. Now I see What's the Dirt, and I did an episode about this. I see What's the Dirt is saying that Drake knew, or Drake talked about the dude Kojo or whatever. My thing is, okay, then Drake must have knew that Family Matters existed then. He must have knew that Not Like Us existed then. He had to. If you're bringing that up and that song was in, and he was in that song, he had to know that. So, but this is why I believe that Kendrick Lamar didn't want to go down this road. And I think Drake, he pushed for it. And Kendrick told him, like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm just letting you know. We could go either way, but I'm just trying to tell you, I really was the one that was trying to help you. He did offer you some help, bro. He did. And you didn't take it. And now, look what's going on right now. Look at what we're dealing with now. We're literally dealing with a man who's taken another man to court because he felt as though that he was defamed or he was talked about to the point where his fans believe it. You really said that I was a PDF file. I'm taking you to court for that. How you gonna put that lie on my name like that? But the crazy thing is you lied throughout the whole battle. And the only reason why Drake right now is trying to get the whole Whitney and Dave Free DNA test or whatever for the kids, the only reason why he's doing that, because he want to see or say that, even though I know that's not going to be granted, he wants to see, or he wants to say, if it's true, I didn't lie in my battle. The whole time I was telling the truth. He wants to see the domestic violence thing, because he can say, I didn't lie. He was that. But you know who lied? He did. He lied on me. He said that I was a PDF. But the crazy thing is, we all remember that you were on stage with a 17-year-old. We remember that. I don't understand why people try to gloss over that. I don't never see What's the Dirt digging and cover that. And the other dude who follows Drake, why don't y'all cover that? Y'all want to do all of these AI artworks and all this stuff, but nobody wants to cover the fact that he was on stage and everybody can see it. I see some weird ass dudes talking about something. Well, she was 17, she was of age, and the thing is, her dad was there. It doesn't matter, nigga. What are you talking about? She said, I'm 17. He said, damn, you 17? Why you look like that, man? Oh my God. You gonna have me go to jail. I love the way your breast felt against my chest. Like, what? And y'all telling me when Kendrick Lamar say, I hear you like I'm young? We all know Drake like I'm young. There's plenty of women coming out now saying these things, but everybody don't want to cover that. They want to cover Kendrick Lamar and say, oh, Kendrick must have did something. You know why? Because Kendrick Lamar is a stand-up dude, and they want to ruin his reputation by saying, look, he's a fraud. He beats on his girl. He's a fraud. He's been lying the whole time. He's a fraud. His son is not even his. That's his friend's son. He's a fraud. They're not even together. Her and Dave is together. He's a fraud. That's what Drake wants. Because I'm telling you now, Drake is only doing this. So if this does come, which this won't, I don't think that if they got granted that, it's not gonna something that we all gonna see anyway. I don't even believe his lawyers could even tell him the results. I'm sure that they're gonna do it anyway, but I don't believe they're supposed to. I believe that it's for their eyes only. They can't spread that information. You know what I'm saying? So if Drake does get the information, I think that he's looking, because I think Drake is setting up to where he can do a song basically calling Kendrick Lamar out. And also to it leans into the theme of Iceman. He's saying, I'm the Iceman. I'm cold. I do all these things. I'm cold as ice. That's what I believe that he's trying to do. You know what I'm saying? He wants to stick with the theme of the album, calling himself Iceman. Instead of him assassinating Kendrick, he wants to assassinate his character. Like, yeah, I killed this character off. The same guy that was saying all this, and look, I dropped a bombshell. That's what he wants. Yeah. And by the way, before I forget, bro, what is that? Yo, I'm telling you, man, I hate this. I hate this basement. Cause it be these little critters just flying around. Like, I don't know what type of bug that is. But anyway, um, um, I just want to say this to the person who said change the change the smoke detector thing. Shout out to you. I appreciate you doing that. But actually, that isn't the smoke detector. It's a cricket. It's a cricket. At least I don't hear. Maybe I'm used to the sound. I don't hear no smoke detector alarm going off, but that definitely is a cricket. Maybe that's what you heard. But anyway, so I'm telling y'all now, I think that Kendrick Lamar didn't want to do this to Drake, and I think that this happened. Now, as far as Drake, I think that he has no other option. And I'll be honest with y'all, I think Drake really feels like his back is against the wall. He has nothing else to do. He needs a win somehow, some way, and his fans need a win. And I think that he's using this for a rollout for his album too, by the way. I think he's really using this for his rollout. He's really playing with a lot of fire. Do I think that this is going to get under Kendrick's skin? No. I don't think that this is going to move Kendrick. I don't think anything is going to move Kendrick unless something comes out where he has to. But I don't think Kendrick Lamar is even going to say anything. Kendrick Lamar is the type of person where you already know that he don't really do a lot of interviews. He don't let nothing shake him. And I think that's another thing. I think that's another reason why Drake did what he just did, or his team did what they did, because Kendrick just came off a tour. And I think that he knows that he's off a tour now for a little bit. He can say some things now, and maybe he'll get a response out of Kendrick. Because if he gets a response, maybe Drake knows something that people can latch on to, and he could come out with it. You know what I'm saying? But there's something why Drake is doing this. That's what I believe. I believe that he has something. It might not be nothing big. It could be something that he can make it seem like it's big. But Kendrick Lamar is not moved. Look at this. Kill the hell out of you, boy. Let me get out of here. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. I need to get some spray or something. These little stupid little bugs. I hate it, man. Because you can see it. It's right in the camera. It's only one, too. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. I'm just glad the motherfucker ain't fly in my mouth. And I'll be really mad.